right, look, okay. I know he said a warm welcome, but no, it is way too hot out. I don't like it. I hate it. I get irritated. I get mean. I hate sweating. People think I'm joking until they see it. When I sweat, I glisten. And I look like a rotisserie chicken just at Costco. I'm just shining. And I hate it because I feel like I'm gross. I don't like it. So warm welcome. I'll take the welcome. You can keep the warm. I'm tired of it. It is good to be here with you guys. I'm going to say it every time. I love you guys. I genuinely love you guys. It doesn't matter what kind of day at work I had. It doesn't matter who, cussed me out on the way here on the road. They should have moved out of my way. I love looking forward to being here, whether I'm tired, whether things are good or not. I love seeing you guys, and I love just seeing the joy that is springing from you guys. And as you guys know, we are in summer in the Psalms, which honestly, I love that we do this. We've been doing this the last couple of summers because there's just a restoration during that time where we get to just hear genuine, raw, unfiltered emotions, whether they be happy or not. And is that rain? I hope it's cold rain. If it's nasty, humid rain, I'm sleeping in the church. I got keys. I'll lock up in the morning. I'm not doing this. Today, I'm going to be doing Psalm 23. And I know it's usually a popular psalm. Most times we hear it at funerals. But today, I pray that this psalm reminds you how to live and how to go through your life, not just waiting to hear it at the end. And for me personally, I call it the intimacy in proximity psalm, because there's something about the closeness that we read about in Psalm 23 that challenges me every time to see, am I as close to God as I want to be, as close as I need to be, or have I slacked off? And so we're going to be in Psalm 23. I'm going to be reading through the ESV version. Go ahead, open up your Bibles, take care of all that. I'm going to read through the entire psalm because it's only 6 verses. And after that, I'm going to one by one, and I'm just going to share just what was shared with me over the years and just what the Lord has revealed to me. We're going to go ahead and start. Is everybody good? Everybody there? Bet. So Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so when I tell you guys that this is my favorite psalm, I mean it. Like I use it for leadership lessons that I do with my varsity leaders at least once a year, because there's just so many layers to it. And every time I read it, it's like I discover something new, whether it's because I didn't realize it yet or because it just pings something in the season of my life that I'm in. And so I'm going to do my best to stay on track, but I'm going to try to just not hit you guys with the, you know what else is cool? Because my ADHD will do that. I'll remember something I didn't write down, but I'm going to try to keep within the time limit. And so the first thing that popped out to me is the fact that the Lord is your shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. We love this because God is the shepherd, and we love what that means. So let me ask you guys, what does it mean that the Lord is your shepherd? Just go ahead and shout it out. What does it mean? Guide? Protects? What else? Yep. Notice how all of these things, we describe God's role as a shepherd, but we don't describe what that means for us. We know what it does to us. It guides us, leads us, protects us, all these things. But when we say that God is our shepherd, we need to remember that we are saying that we are then in fact the sheep. And if you don't know anything about sheep, here's the one thing that you need to know. They have complete dependency on the shepherd. They cannot do anything on their own. They can't even drink water because they drown. That's why they got that hook. They got to bring them up, dude. Like, Can you imagine if you drowned while taking a shower? Like, that's just, a sheep is completely dependent and can't even drink water. And I think about the fact that the Lord is our shepherd, and I love how close that feels. Because we'll say, well, the Lord is my king. The Lord is my deliverer. The Lord is my savior. And I love those things because he is those things. But without meaning to, the word king, the word deliverer, the word savior, without meaning to, it almost creates a bit of a distance. Because we recognize that God is up here. He is my king. I'm down here. But I love that shepherd says, no, we are close in proximity. It removes that gap. He is not the shepherd. He is my shepherd. He is not just the shepherd. He is your shepherd. And I love that it says, I shall not want. And we're sitting there, we're thinking, well, I mean, is it bad that I want things? You know, like this game just went on pre-order. Is it bad that I want it? Is it bad that I want more money? Is it bad that I want more sleep? Is it bad? I get that. Trust me, there's things that I want. There's so many things that I want. But I love that as a declaration to not want more than what God gives and being okay when he says this is sufficient. And that's hard for some of us because we can't fathom. We have all these ideas. I know what I could do if I had more money. I know what I could do if I had more time. We know what we could do if we had more friends, the things we could accomplish. Some of us, we sometimes restrict what God does with us because we feel like, well, I don't have enough, as if God isn't going to supply everything that we need. I love that it says, I shall not want, because it declares all of my needs are supplied by the Lord. All means all. All of them are supplied by the Lord. He is my shepherd. I'm completely dependent on him. And so I know that what he gives me is sufficient. So I shall not want. Who am I to tell the shepherd what I should get? I'm completely dependent on him. So when we say the Lord is my shepherd, do we accept that we are the sheep? Or do we sometimes say, no, you're my shepherd for this. I don't completely depend on you. I can figure it out on my own. He is your shepherd. And I'm going to keep honing in on certain words and putting emphasis because I feel like a lot of times when we say our, we eliminate me. We believe it as a group, but do you believe it individually? Verse 2 says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. And the second observation is that the Lord refreshes and restores you. I'm not going to lie, when I first read this, it says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. And I've worked with kids who sometimes get aggressive, and so we're trained and restrained. And sometimes I picture, like, get your butt down there, like, stop trying to hit. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, dang, it's God's like, sit your butt down. Like, it seems kind of harsh. You're sitting there like, how are you going to force me to lie down? How are you going to force me to sit out? Like, what do you mean you make me lie down? Some of us are stubborn. I'm one of them. Don't tell me not to do something because I'm going to do it. And don't tell me to do something because then I'm not going to do it. Just don't do that. And we do that with God. I was going to do that anyway, but now that you told me, I ain't going to do it. Some of us are tired. We're exhausted. But we suck at resting. We are terrible at it. And as sheep, we don't always know what we need, including when we need to rest. Some of us don't know how to, or some of us just don't do it at all. I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of you guys noticed, I was not here during the month of March. Your boy was off resting. I didn't choose to rest. My pastor made me rest. I've been doing this for about 13 years now. And I was very good at taking time off. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I'm sore. I got beat up at work today. I'm going to take the night off so I can rest. You can ask the varsity leaders, the one thing I tell them day in and day out is that you matter more than your service does. I need you to rest. If you are not okay, take the time to spend with the Lord. If you are not okay, it is okay that you stay home on Friday. We will handle varsity. And I tell them every time, do not text the group chat. Do not check it. Do not worry about it. We got it. I need you to rest. But in 13 years, I didn't learn how to rest. I just knew to take time off. And so there was a moment where everything was just overwhelming and everything was just crazy. And so I took time and I was just angry. And Pastor Izzy texted me, hey, when can we meet? And I'm like, dang it, I messed up. What did I do? I'm kicked off the team. It was nice knowing y'all. Like, I'm evil. Cast me out. And we met, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate when they tell me, can we meet, and they don't tell me what about. I kept being like, can it be a Zoom? He's like, I prefer in person. Dang it, that's worse in person. And he just asked me, how are you? And I hate when somebody asks me, how are you? Because then I'm just gonna unload. I'm gonna share this one little bit, keep it a secret. No, I unloaded everything. And he asked me, do you need to rest? And immediately I was like, nah, I'm good. I took a night off. I'm fine. Are you sure? You can rest if you need to. He's like, we're fine. We got it from here. I just need to make sure that you're okay. And I kept insisting, no, I'm okay. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. And he said, cool. You go ahead and pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. If the Spirit tells me that you need a rest, whether you say so or not, I'm going to need you to rest. Fine. Okay, cool. So I prayed about it. And it was after Leaders Retreat, and I remember I got the sense, I was like, okay, God's telling me to rest. I just didn't know how to. And for some of us, like I said, we settle for taking time off because we'll lie down anywhere. But I love that it says that he makes me lie down in green pastures. Because it's not just about the fact that we lie down and rest. He cares about where we do it. He cares about where we rest. That's how we rest in the green pastures. And so sheep, actually, if you didn't know this, sheep don't rest and lie down easily unless there's 4 conditions that are met. And so the sheep won't lie down if they're afraid. The sheep do not lie down and rest if there is friction among the sheep. The sheep won't lie down if they are troubled by flies or parasites. And the sheep will not lie down and rest if they are anxious about food or if they're hungry. And that's true for a lot of us today. We can't rest for the fear of tomorrow. Whether it's our test results, whether it's medical results, whether it's finances, whether it's how our friends are doing, how our parents are doing. We take on everything, and as a result, we cannot rest. You're up late at night, bothered. You're kept up because of the conflicts you're having with the people in your life. And I want to say this too. There's some of us who are very quick to be like, nope, I don't care. I already dropped them. It doesn't bother me. It affects those around you. It affects the flock of sheep that are around you. Because some of y'all are going to be stubborn. You're going to go to your friend. Why are you still talking to him? Why are you still talking to her? Some of you guys on the same ministry team. Some of you guys in the same family. Some of you guys in the same small group. You get angry and now there is tension. There is awkwardness. And now nobody in that group can rest. The flies and parasites distract us, causing us to be unable to rest. It's those little things that keep us from resting. The things that cause us to overthink, to create scenarios. Think of it as like a little rock in your shoe, like a little pebble. You think about a little pebble, you're like, what's that gonna do? I'll stomp on that all day. The second it gets in your shoe and you don't take it out, you're feeling it all day. You can't sit right, you're doing one of these, you're trying to like get it out. You are bothered. You leave it there long enough, even when it's not there, you'll still feel it. Anxious about food or being hungry, we worry about provisions. We worry about, is this gonna be provided for? Not just food, finances, is it gonna be provided for? Healing, is it gonna be provided? Medicine, is it gonna be provided? Whatever it is it going to be provided? Those keep us up. So if you wanna keep it simple, it's the 4 F's. Fear, friction, flies, and famine. The only one who can take care of these things and provide the conditions for the sheep to rest, the shepherd. And a lot of us will go to other things. We'll go to music, we'll go to friends, we'll go to family, we'll go to leaders, pastors. Great, the Lord is your shepherd. We might provide temporary. We might help you feel better a little bit. Sometimes we make it worse. We try not to, but you know what I'm saying? We're a work in progress. The Lord is working on us. Have some grace. And some of the things aren't so good. The music we listen to, you want to get over a breakup, but you're singing songs about trying to get them back. You want to get over how this person did you bogus, but you're sitting there singing the music, that's cussing every 2 seconds. That's going to help. And you wonder why you're angry. You wonder why you can't rest. You wonder why you can't let go. The green pastures help refresh you. They help provide what you need, lacking nothing. The still waters help restore. They help you in the spiritual sense to be restored. Still waters are in no rush. They help you reflect. They bring you peace and rejuvenation. That's why I love fishing. When it's just calm and it's relaxing, it's just time away. Things are still. Nobody's yelling at me. Nobody's criticizing my driving. Nobody's rushing me to hurry up and get this done. I got no schedule right now. It's just me fishing. It's me by these still waters. It's me being restored, refreshed, peace, and rejuvenation. And I love that the shepherd knows which one you need or if you need both. My next observation is that the Lord heals and guides you. The verse says, he restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. The Lord restores your soul. For most things when you're sick, there's a pill, there's a shot, there's some sort of medicine, there's something to help with that. If you break something, there's a cast for that. What is there for the soul? And I love that the purpose of taking care of the 4 F's in the previous verse was to restore David's soul. To restore is to recover what is lost. And some of it is circumstantial. Some of it is out of your control. Some of it you could do nothing about. Some of it surprised you. Some of it just happened. And I get that. But some of it is a choice. Temptation that you allow to linger. Bad choices that you knew were bad before you made them, and yet you're surprised about what happened afterwards. All of these things, something is lost. Restoration can look like coming to a place of repentance, to bring your broken self and allow him to put you back together, to heal those broken parts, to replace what needs to be replaced. Some of us are walking around trying to heal what God needs to replace. It just ain't gonna work out no more. Let the Lord replace it. And how does he do that? By leading us in paths of righteousness. He leads us. You know what that tells me? I don't gotta know where the destination is. I just need to know where my shepherd is and where he's going. That's all I need to know. The sheep don't know where they're going. They just know if I follow this guy, I'm gonna get there. He's gonna give me what I need. We're worried about the end destination. We're worried about the whole path. Some of us are impatient. Some of us are just missing the whole point, that we want to just walk past the shepherd, not realizing that so long as we keep our eyes on him, stick close to him, and know that he's here, then we're good. And it's for his glory, not ours. What glory could we possibly find worth taking for ourselves? We've already established we are the sheep. We can do nothing. We are dependent on him. Why would we try to sit there and act like we did something? You got yourself in the mess to begin with. Why would you sit there and be like, look what I did? Yeah, you caused the mess that needed to be cleaned up. Don't be sitting there clapping for yourself. Let me stop. It's not like I'm talking to the kids at work. My next observation is the Lord protects during trials because he is faithful. It says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Oof, this part gets me every single time. Yes, the rod and the staff are about discipline. Yes, they're staying in line. Get your butt over here. Like, you're going the wrong way. Where are you going? Like, making sure we're all in a group. And yes, it is to protect us from things that are going to try to prey on us. It is to protect the sheep from the wolves. It is to protect the sheep. Maybe another shepherd got jealous and is trying to steal your sheep. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it is there for discipline, protection, for safety. It is for all of those things. But I want us to focus on the valley, and then I will explain why the rod and the staff are more than that. You see, it says that we are going to walk through the valley, because it doesn't say if, it says even though, which means that it is going to happen. We can't always go around it. There's times where we are spared from circumstances. There's times where we are, spared from hardships, but there's times where we're not, and we are going to be in it. And some of these valleys, they're grief. The valley could be depression, anger, anxiety, confusion, doubt, consequences, loneliness. Some of the valley is a parent walking out. Broken hearts, whether it was romantic, from a family member, from a friend. Broken heart is a broken heart. Body image. Not even how you see yourself physically, but what you think about yourself. How you value yourself. Self-harm is a valley. Peer pressure could be a valley. Social media, failure and disappointment. Academic pressure. Life transitions. All of it. All of those are valleys, and they are very real things that we go through. But we don't walk through it alone. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Because we walk through the valley, we don't rush through it. We don't run through it. We don't try to hurry up and get out of it. We walk through it. And this is why the rod and the staff just wreck me every time. Because in those ancient times, shepherds actually used the rods and the staff to tell stories. They would carve onto them symbols, stories, miracles into their staff, things that they went through, things that happened, things that they witnessed. And that's how they shared what they had experienced and what God has done. Something happens to them, that was amazing. Let me carve it onto my staff. Let me carve it onto here. Let me do all these things. And let's say I go to your house. You're like, hey man, what's been going on? And I go, bro, let me just real quick. This is what happened here. And then this, I was healed. Oh, and I can't forget that this happened. And I start telling all these stories. And then I ask you, what about you? And you go, bro, look at everything that's happened to me. And we're just amazed. We're amazed at what God has done as we carve them on there. Because we forget. We suck at remembering. I remember there was a pastor, a leader, his name was Heath Adamson. He raised a thought about Moses that it kind of just stuck with me. Because you could picture Moses in front of the sea, and it hasn't been parted yet. Everybody's behind him, like, bro, we should have just stayed back. Now we're going to die. Everything's going on. Everything's crazy. All these people wanting like, yo, we got screwed over by this guy. And he's crying out to God like, hey, man, we're going to be fine. He's going to take care of it. And God is like, yo, why are you talking? Lift up your arms. And you can imagine, again, there's nothing that says it. It's just a thought that he has shared. If Moses looked at his staff, saw carvings on there of things that God did and said, you're going to do it again. Absolutely cry out to God in those moments. Absolutely, for sure. I'm not saying don't. But there's times you got to look at the stories carved onto your staff and declare what he has already done and find that he will do it again, that he can do it again because he loves you and he is faithful. It comforts you. It doesn't mean that your circumstance changed right away. It doesn't even mean that it's going to change soon. But there is a genuine peace and comfort of knowing that your shepherd is with you and he has a great track record. Never broken a promise. Who else can say that? Never turned his back on you. Never stopped loving you. Who else can say that? The next observation is the Lord provides in abundance. It says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. I'm telling you, every verse, man, it wrecks me. I'm trying not to get emotional, but every verse, it just wrecks me. It says, you prepare a table before me. You being the shepherd being the Lord. Table means abundance. It's everything you like and a lot of it. Real quick, for those of you guys who know me, I want you to shout out, what is my favorite thing to drink? Thank you. Milk. So at my table, I better see Oberweis everywhere. All the milk, that's what I want to see. Because why? Because prepare means that there was care and intentionality. It wasn't just tossed together. It wasn't whatever he could find. No, he took time and he was intentional in preparing the table. Before me means that there is a closeness in that relationship. In the presence of my enemies, Yes, in the presence of your enemies. Which reminds me that your enemies might not be gone. The stuff that we were worried about before, the things that we struggle with, it might not be gone. But in his presence, the impact they have isn't there anymore. You are sitting across the table with just in abundance with the Lord. Your eyes locked in with him, falling in love with him more and more each second. And his eyes are locked in with yours, loving you the most that he possibly can. And some of us are thinking like, okay, but like all the enemies are still out here. Like this is cool and all, but like, why do I keep checking? You know what I'm saying? And there's some of us like, when there's a fight going on, we take a quick bite and we're like, bet I gotta go, you know. In the movies, I hate when they do this in the movies, when they have a whole spread of like breakfast, just waffles, pancakes, French toast, orange juice, milk, coffee. They got all that stuff. Oh, I'm late for work. One bite and then they leave. I'm like, that's such a waste. That's such a waste. There's a certain group of people that do that. I hate it. But I love that during this time in the culture, the host was obligated to protect the guest from all enemies at all costs. So if you came into my tent and we're chilling, we're eating, you're at my table, someone came and they strike you, they just waged war against me. It is my job to fight for you at any cost, at all costs. You are sitting at the table with the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. You best believe it is in the presence of your enemies, because if they touch you, they just waged war with the Lord. And we know that he is undefeated. So you best believe I'm gonna kick my feet up. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. The Lord's right there. Flick me, I dare you. And I know it sounds goofy, but it is that confidence where it's like, yes, you are going to be there. You are still here, but you cannot touch me. Your head anointed with oil. It's not vegetable oil. We think of oil, we think of like, when you're frying eggs or something like that. It's not that kind of oil. In that time, it was more of a perfume. It was fragrant. He anoints your head with oil. You are anointed. Each one of you in here is anointed, which means that you are a favored guest, and it's him that's anointing you. For some of us, it's one thing if someone's like, hey, you did a good job, great, that's cool. But if your parent says you did a great job, you're like, dang right I did. Absolutely. If your mama says you're a handsome young man, you're like, yeah, I guess. But the shorty, she says one comment, I'm on the moon, I'm posting lyrics. I'm out here walking on cloud 9, like ain't nobody can touch me. Because it means something. If I affirm you, you're gonna be like, wow, that meant a lot. Sal said something nice, cool, that's great. But you're praying, you're talking to the Lord, and you hear him whisper something to you. You don't forget that, because that is the Lord speaking to you. In this moment, your head is anointed with oil. Your cup overflows. These cultural things, man, it's the little things to me that it just means a lot as I read them. Because during that time, like I said, you're hanging out, we're in my hut, we got milk, you got your coffee, that's what you wanted. It's the end of the night, we finished dinner, we're kikiking, cool. I go to fill up your cup. If I fill up your cup halfway, that means, hey, things are fun, it's great having you, now it's time to go. Just go along your way. If I fill your cup to the brim, that's me saying, hey, this was awesome. This was great. I had a lot of fun. I want you to spend the night. In the morning, we'll have breakfast. I'll pack you a lunch, and then you can go on your way. The Lord fills your cup to overflow. And it flows. And flows. And flows. So the cup goes to overflow. So he provides in abundance, whether that's love, peace, care, reassurance, wisdom, whatever it is, anointing, you name it. He fills your cup to overflow and is promising abundant hospitality. Filling the cup to the top says, I want you to stay the night. In the morning, you could head out. His cup overflows. He wants to remain with you and you with him. The next observation is that the Lord provides certainty. Verse 6 says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And I feel like we read verses like this, and we make the mistake a lot of times of either reading this questionably or rewriting it in our heads, whether we mean to or not. We'll read this and be like, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. Surely they will. Or we say, surely goodness and mercy, but maybe, or if I'm good enough, or if this, or if that, maybe if this, but only if this. Then maybe not all days, maybe some days. Not all days, maybe the days where things are going well. Not all days, just the days of my life where I live up to the title that I've been giving. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the times where I did good, the times where I read my Bible, that's when it's those days. No. Surely means that it is a promise, it is guaranteed. Surely goodness and mercy shall. Shall is a promise, it is a certainty. It means that it will happen. It says that you shall dwell in the house of the Lord. To dwell means that you are resting, that you have a place, that you remain. It's not lingering. It's not you being the last person to leave the party because you're like, oh, I don't want to go, but I don't want to leave right now. No. It's not you stalling. It's not you overstaying your welcome. No, you dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That means that you dwell in his house today. You dwell in his house tomorrow. You dwell in his house next month. It says that you dwell forever. Do you know what changes on the last day of your life? Absolutely nothing. Not the company and not the house, because you dwell in the house of the Lord forever, which means on this side and that side. You dwell in his house forever. I'll be honest, there's times, a lot of times where I know that I'm definitely not good enough. I'm a sinner, I've messed up, I've said the wrong things, I've done the wrong things. All these things happen, and there's times where I'm honest, I'm like, yo, I would be happy just being the trash guy, just the guy that takes out the trash. Lord, I'm a clown on this side. If you make me your jester, I'll accept that. Sometimes you let me out to make people laugh, cool. But no, it says that I dwell in his house. I have a place. We can go ahead and have the keys. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. As we get ready to close, I want to revisit verse 4 one more time. It says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Years ago, there was a question that was posed, and the question was this: what if the valley of the shadow of death and the green pastures are the same place? I had to experience something like that years ago. As you guys know, depression and harmful thoughts were something that I struggled with for well over a decade. I think it was closer to almost 2 decades. I struggled with that. It was a time where I was living with the Aliotos. And if you guys know them, you are blessed. I love them. I was living with them, and obviously I pay my rent and stuff like that. And I would help out by cutting the grass. And if you guys know the Aliotos, the one thing that they are is hospitable. They just love on you. They make sure that you're okay. They are patient. Oh, they're so patient. and they just love on us. And I remember during that time, I was still struggling with depression, and it was very bad. I was feeling very lonely, and there was no reason for it. I couldn't understand it. And I'm cutting the grass because it was therapeutic. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but I just love cutting grass. And I'm sitting here wondering, how am I struggling with depression when I'm surrounded by this love? When I have people who are checking up on me, people who I see regularly, people who take time out of the day to check on how I'm doing. And I remember I'm mowing the lawn, and for my on-deck crew, I shared this story, and I share this story more now because this is a story that is carved onto my staff. So I'm mowing the lawn, and I'm just trying to not think about it, but it's starting to hit worse. And as I finished mowing the lawn, I remember standing there and I'm like, God, I know that you don't owe me anything. And I know that you have come through on so many things. And so allow me to be selfish and ask you, can you remind me that you are still here with me? I don't need you to tell me that I'm not a failure. And that was me being honest, trying to settle. God, I just need you to show me that you're with me. And I know you don't owe me anything, so if you choose not to, that is fine. But I would have really appreciated it if you did. But if you don't, it's okay. And it was just me rambling, trying to ask God, can you just remind me? Can you reveal yourself to me again? And eventually I'm just like, let me just shut up because I'm probably annoying at this point. I hate that I'm rambling and all these other thoughts that come with not wanting to ask for help or not knowing how to get help. It's just all these things that come with it. And I just stop and I sit down on the steps. And then it starts to rain for no more than 5 minutes. Not a cloud in the sky, was not in the forecast. It just starts to rain gently. And then it stopped. And I sat down on those steps and I started bawling. I started crying my eyes out. Because up until I started sharing this story, nobody but me and the Lord knew that my favorite smell is the smell of a light rain on freshly cut grass. I was in a moment where I should have been able to rest in the green pasture, and yet I was still in this valley. And in that moment I realized it's the same place. What's the difference? My shepherd provided for me. He provided what? In answer to my prayer. He provided a favorite smell that only he could know. Because I mean, as a guy, who got black eyes? You're not going to sit there saying light rain on freshly cut grass. But it didn't matter if I was a boy or a man, I was his son. And so he provided. And some people are going to say, that was a sprinkler. It wasn't. I checked. Trust me, I checked because I wanted there to be no doubt. So what do you do in those moments? You trust your shepherd. You fear no evil. You find comfort in his rod and his staff because the shadow of death is exactly that, a shadow. It is a shadow. Have all the shadows you want. He is my light. Shadow cannot touch me. God already sees the day when you will stand on the other side of your valley. He has already been there. He prepares a place for you and prepares you for that place. And some of us struggle with the rod and the staff, not because God hasn't shown up before, but because we struggle to remember those moments. And so I want everybody to stand real quick. I have a great memory. Like, it's scary how great my memory is. I could recite my teachers from preschool to like the end of high school. When Pastor Izzy first came on, I brought Biscoff cookies, and he goes, "Oh, these are my favorite." And I said, "I know. 2 years ago, you went on a rant on social media about how they took them off the airlines, and this, I just remember." And yet there's times where I forget what the Lord has done. And when something happens, it's easy for me to get overwhelmed. It's easy for me to go crazy if I haven't written it down. And I feel like that's a lot of us. So in a moment, when I say go, I want everybody over here on this side, we have some mini journals that we prepared for you guys. When I say go, I want everybody to quietly grab one and find a place by yourself in this sanctuary. Because we're going to take 5 minutes to write down the prayers that the Lord has answered. Whether they were today, yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, as far back as you can remember. Write them all down. And I see you guys in the Discord asking for a prayer request. Sometimes I can't respond because I'm driving, but I peep it and I'm like, all right, Lord, let me pause this on real quick. I see you guys asking for prayer. He's answered. Did you write it down? Or did you forget about it the next day? So I want us to take 5 minutes to write it down. After those 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and lead us into the next thing. I need everybody to be respectful of this moment. I need you guys to not mess around because this is a holy moment. These are people who are going to be reflecting on what God has done. The leaders will call you out if you're not taking it seriously. And if it's a continued thing, we will ask you to kindly wait in the sanctuary, not to embarrass you, but to preserve this moment where you're meeting with the Lord. Sounds good? All right, go calmly and safely. If you need pens, we also have some on the side.